man, I felt like I wore 1,000 pounds. Just 2 days off from working out. I feel like I gained like 5 pounds. But I worked through it though. I worked out. I'm feeling better. A little bit more of that. And we good. I'm just tired of being isolated, guys. I'm working my way out of isolation. Only the bag can help me, man. That's all I gotta say, man. You know, making it out of isolation is like, it's like a, man, it's a hustle, bro. Being isolated is not part of the deal, man. It's not. It's not healthy for the human mind to be isolated. I feel like I'm isolated, bro. Yeah, I stop and talk to people every now and then. You feel me? But I feel like I'm in isolation. And my job is to make it out of it, man. I just saved a seagull from being eaten by a hawk. This time I was able to save the seagull. I feel glad. I was sitting there, I was feeding the seagulls, right? And a hawk just came out of nowhere. He grabbed onto a seagull. He fucking grabbed his hogs, his you know, them long ass tie lines or the claws they got. He grabbed the seagull and I ran over there. I was like, get off of him. I was like, get off of him, fucking hawk. The hawk let go of the seagull and the seagull flew off, but he was injured and shit like that. You could tell because he was flying low. And the hawk, he got up on top of the pole. He was like, what the fuck you just do that for, bro? You fucked up my breakfast, man. You know? I'm like, not in front of me. You're not about to eat seagull, not in front of me. Not in front of me. Not today. Maybe behind my back you could do it, but you're not gonna eat the seagull in front of me. That's something you ain't gonna do. You know what I'm saying? You know. the hawk was like, what the hell did you do that for, bro? That was a perfect breakfast, bro. You messed it up, bro. He looked at me like I was crazy, man. I'm like, no, you're not gonna eat the seagull today, bro. Not in front of me. Not at all.
Wait.
You know. But the bag is what I gotta get at all costs, and that's the only thing that's gonna help me get up out of isolation, man. Cause like I said, I feel like I'm isolated. And this is not healthy for me. I'm talking to myself. You know, I'm having dreams, wet dreams and shit. You know. I ain't hallucinating yet. What's up with it? This bro be chasing the bag and avoiding hags non-stop. What's up with it, Captain London? I almost called you Captain Morgan again. But like I said, man, isolation is not good for your healthy mind, bro. You know? And my thing is, yeah, my mental health has taken a beating, man. chasing this bag because I'm isolated and I'm by myself. You feel what I'm saying? And I gotta do it at all costs, man. It don't matter what's going on around me. I gotta do it at all costs. You feel me? I'm gonna go fly my sign and then turn my numbers in. See what I'm saying? That's what we gotta do around this part, bro. Cause I'm not about to stay in poverty for the rest of my life, bro. And I remember what I did to get that bag, man. I sacrificed a lot. I sacrificed some of my mental health. I sacrificed sex. You know, I ain't had sex in a long time. I go out and I can find me a woman, man, easy. But nothing's more important than this bag to me, though. Some average cat, they'll be out there at bars and clubs chasing hoes while I'm chasing bags and stuff. That's what separates me from the rest of the cats. Matter of fact, that's what separates you from the average guy, you know, is that the fact that you sacrificed and they didn't. See, the reason why a lot of guys don't get bags is because they scared to sacrifice. You gotta put your whole entire life on hold, sex, dating. You wanna do that so bad. You wanna go out and date so bad, you wanna get some pussy so bad that you having wet dreams and shit. I had a wet dream the other night. A butt-naked female just walked past me, man, in my dream. And I just watched. I was like, what the hell? A butt booty naked female just walked past me, man. And then I woke up. And I was like, shit. This can't be healthy, man. My mental health has taken a huge beating. But I gotta do it. Ain't nobody else trying to get the bag in my family, nigga. What I'm supposed to do, just give up? Like I did last time? I got punished for giving up. I gave up on my music career, man. Or my future music career. I gave up on my future music career and I got punished. And I'm in isolation right now. You know? And like I said, man, I said this in the comment section of another channel. I said, isolation is not good for the human mind, bro. It'll make you say stuff that you don't mean. You know what I'm saying? And I still got some body fat to drop, man. You know, you're doing better with the ladies at a lower body fat percentage, man. You know, that's not, there's nothing to do out here but to fly a sign, work out, and go turn your numbers in. There's nothing to do. I can't get away from the goal, man. I gotta stay on track at all costs too. And it's tough on me, man. It's hard on me. No homo, but it's tough, man. And then there's no girl around you to pat you on the back and say it's okay, honey. You know, ain't no sex to go release some of my frustration on, because you know you release a lot of frustration and anger during sex. I don't got that outlet. And the more body fat percentage I drop, the more women pay attention to me, man. You feel what I'm saying? You know, I feel like I'm a prisoner, man. You feel me? I feel like I'm a prisoner out here. You know, if I don't get this bag, I'll be out here forever. Cause nobody give a rat's ass to my family, man. You feel what I'm saying? You know? Nobody gave a rat's ass. You know, all they cared about was getting coochie, man. My dad, all he cared about was pussy, man. He didn't care about becoming rich or successful. He cared more about busting nuts his whole entire life and not taking care of his kids, man. Feel what I'm saying? My legs. You know? And that's how I care. Okay, we gotta make it out of isolation at all costs. And after this, once I make it out, I'm taking a long vacation. At least a 6-month vacation, at least that. Somewhere on an island somewhere, kick back, laid up. With a female of my choice, man. And when I do make it out of isolation, it's gonna take a long time to heal, man. Maybe like a year or two. My thing is never come back to the situation ever again. Once I'm out for sure. You know? Cause it's torture, man. But the show must go on no matter how I feel about it. The show must go on. No matter how much mental torture I take, I gotta keep going. Don't stop. Don't stop. Right now, my mental health is a disaster right now. You know? But it has to get done. I have to get the bag. You feel what I'm saying? You know, I gotta keep moving. I gotta keep moving toward that bag. What's up with it, Jamie? Not Jamie. What's up with it, Sean Breezy? I thought that was Jamie for a minute. Out the corner of my eye, I was like, that's Jamie. Like, nope, that's Sean. Well, yeah, Sean Breezy. Sean Breezy. Like I said, man, you know, gotta move at a fast pace. Hurry up and get to that bag. Pay attention more, you know, and do what I gotta do, man. You know? And I'm always remember, once I make it past this point, I'm always remember how tough it was and how I never want to go back to being isolated again, man. You know? I'm gonna say, you know what? I'm gonna do the right thing with my money. I'm gonna invest that shit. I don't wanna go back to isolation again. On the streets, being isolated. I don't wanna do that no more, man. Do the right thing with your fucking money. Invest. And wisely. Not just invest, but invest wisely. Where my money gonna come back to me for sure. I'll never have to see this situation as long as I live, man. you know. Then I gotta get off social media. I gotta disappear, you know. You know. Jamie would have came and said, "Eat it from the back." So, society is collapsing. Yeah, slowly but surely. I'm afraid it's because of human beings, bro. They tamper with nature, bro. That's why society is collapsing, man.
Wait.
You know? Shit. You gotta do it, man. My thing is, we gotta make sure we save ourselves, man. I don't think the average cat, you know, could go this long without sex, being isolated, focus on nothing but the goal ahead. I don't think the average man could do that, man. That's what separates you from the average man, is that you went like years without dating or 2 years without sex or some shit like that just so you can focus. You know, it takes a strong individual to do that, man. Because the average guy, he'll be out here looking for some pussy, man. You know, and not focus his mind on the bag. It takes a strong motherfucker, bro. A strong motherfucker to go through what I'm going through right now. And my mental health is fading. It's like, man, I ain't never seen my mental health so fucked up. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. I'm back. I'm getting old. I'm worried about the future, man. You feel what I'm saying? What the fuck? I can't see my chat room. I gotta start this shit over, man.